Welcome to Decay Factor. Today is Thursday, September 25th, 2025, and we are one day away from 21 DTE. This always gets me excited because then we get to roll. We get to actually make some more trades usually than we do when we're just kind of like waiting for theta to come in. So with that, let's get started. All right, let's take a look at the market and see what's happening. The E-mini S&Ps, let's go to the chart here. Have been down 4 days in a row. We had pretty much down days this week. I guess, yeah, every day this week, because that would be 9/23. No, I guess we had an up day on Monday, the 22nd. This one was an up day. Coming back to the middle of this 3 ATR range here. Nothing to get too excited about yet. Let's look at the VIX futures. VIX futures are also back right in the middle of this 3 ATR range. Nothing to get excited about. If we trace this back over, we can see we were here just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions ago, 5 sessions ago. So nothing really to get too excited about there. Let's take a look at our activity tab and see what happened today. There was a lot that happened today. So let's back it up to this morning at 8:30. We had a fill in mRNA. Let's go look at mRNA and see what happened here. And we're just going to call this year to date. Okay, so we've really only traded mRNA one time this year. We opened this trade on September 3rd at 2:11 p.m. for $1.38. And this was a short strangle. So I'm just going to run through the math here real quick. Pull the calculator over the screen. We collected $1.38 on a one lot. So we multiply it by 100. And we collected $138. All right, so we'll pull this over here. Let's park that. We'll grab another calculator. We'll pull it back over here and let's kind of start the same thing that we started out with. So 138. And we said, well, our profit target is going to be half of that, or 50% of our max profit. So let's multiply it by 0.5 and we get 0.69. All right. Well, if you look over here at our close today at 8:30 this morning, we closed it for 69 cents. So the difference between that, what we collected and what we bought it back for, is our profit. So our profit was $69 on this trade. So 69 cents times 100, because it was a one lot, is $69. This was a cool trade because we didn't really have to do anything with it. We opened it up on September 3rd. We set our good till cancel order and we didn't think about it again until today when it closed and we got the notification that it closed. We made $69 on it. Really cool when they work out that way. They don't always work out that way. As you know, we often have to roll the puts up, roll the calls down if the strikes get tested. But in this case, it didn't. We put it on. We never looked at it again because I don't think it ever had legs in the money. If it did, we would have rolled. So, and you would see that reflected here. So very cool. All right, let's look at the next one. We'll go back to the activity tab. We'll clear this out. And after mRNA, we had Roblox, RBLX. RBLX. We'll pull it up here to the middle of the screen. Let's search RBLX. And now you can see that we traded Roblox multiple times. But let's try to find the one specific to this option chain here. So we had it was an iron condor, the 95, 100, 140, 145. You can also see that we have 95, 100, 95, 100, which we went from September to October. We rolled it out. This is also the rollout of the call spread. So this is the rollout of the put spread, the rollout of the call spread. You have to do those in 2 separate orders because it has 4 legs. And then let's go down here. Now we can see buy to open, sell to open, sell to open, buy to open. And this is our 95, 100, 140, 145. All right, so we opened this position on August 18th at 1:05 p.m. and we collected $1. So let's pull up the calculator and start doing the math again here. So we collected 101 and our profit target was 50 cents. We just round because we can't split pennies. All right, so I'm going to pull this one down here. Let's pull this down a little bit lower so we can see both of those. All right, so let's step through the math and what happened here. So we sold this short iron condor for $1.01, which $1.01 is $101 for a one lot. On August 29th, around 12:30, we rolled the short calls out and we collected an additional 45 cents. So let's add 45 cents here. So now we're at 146. And then we also rolled the short puts out as well, or the put spread rather out. We rolled the call spread out and we rolled the put spread out. The put spread we rolled out for 36 cents. So let's add 36 cents here. Now we're up to $1.82. All right. So we had $1.82 in credit. Let's pull up one more calculator here so that we can see what $1.82 minus 50 cents looks like. It's $1.32. So that's where we put in our good till cancel order. And we said, let's put the order in, forget about it, and see what happens. Notice here, $1.32 is where we had our order set. We were actually filled at $1.31, which means that we bought this back, this short iron condor back in Roblox for a penny less, or because it's a one lot, $1 less than we actually had the order in for. We had the order in for $1.32, and we were able to buy it back for $1.31. Okay, so let's take 1.82 and subtract 1.31, which is what we paid for it. We're left with 51 cents. It's a one lot. We multiply by 100 and we have $51. So we made $51 on this. We did have to roll it out. Being a defined risk position, sometimes they're difficult to roll out, but thankfully it worked out for us in this case where we were able to roll both legs out for a credit, the 45-cent credit and the 36-cent credit. Even if those would have been like a penny credit or 2 pennies credit or somewhere in that ballpark, or maybe if one was 10 cents and the credit and the other one was a 10-cent debit, and it would have been flat, we would have ultimately been able to roll it out for nothing, essentially. Anything that would have been a debit, we would have shied away from. But as long as we can get a net credit or flat, at least, rolling the call spread and the put spread out, we give ourselves another month's worth of duration to work in our favor. And as you can see, it worked out in our favor, and we made our $51 on this one. All right, let's close all those out, and we will step to the next one. Let's back out of Roblox here, and we have CMG. All right, so CMG, if you follow it over here, it says that it is an STO, which means it's a sell to open. So what does that mean? Well, we have if we go back over here to the positions tab, you can see in Chipotle, we have this vertical put spread that has just been going against us. The market in here just blew past our long put here and has been hanging out in this zone for, let's see, our long put here is at 42.50. We go over to the chart. We can see when was the last time we were at 42.50? It was somewhere around in here. And so what we did was we sold a short put and we took it off last week for 50% of max profit. And so we did the same thing again today. We sold another short put in here, and that would be this one right here, this 35. Let's go back to the activity tab. We'll go to CMG. We sold this short put for a 94-cent credit. And so as you can imagine, we are targeting 47 cents here. And I want to point this out and call this out because it's a really neat thing about trading in general, but options trading where you have these different options, for lack of a better word, to defend your trades. I'm going to pull this calculator out for a little bit. Let's go back to this vertical short put spread here, and I just want to talk about it a minute. So this is a defined risk position. We have the max profit of 122 and max loss of, it looks like 128. We are probably not going to experience max loss because we're probably going to close this out tomorrow at 21 DTE, and we're going to take a loss. But theoretical looks like it's around, it's really difficult for me to see, but I think that's like 98 or something like that. So maybe we lose $98 on it. But the cool thing is because we went down further than we thought we would, and we sold this short put like a couple weeks ago, we were able to hit 50% max profit on that short put, and then we just reloaded again, and hopefully we'll make another 50% max profit. So even though we lost on this short put spread, or I anticipate we will tomorrow, I'm hoping to either have made up for all of it or will make up for all of it within a couple of weeks. We don't know. We don't know until we close it out. But the probabilities are in our favor. So let's load up this put spread here. We'll go to the analysis tab, and you can see here that we have this put down here at 35, and Chipotle is trading here at 39.31. Let's go over here to the chart. 35 is right around in this ballpark, and we haven't come close to it. And while we are kind of generally still going down in Chipotle, defending this short put spread with a naked short put gives us so much flexibility. We can roll that put out for as long as we want to. It's really small. We're not going to be forced to close it or anything like that. So really like the way that one played out. Even though it went against us, we've made the best of a bad situation. And if we load up the analysis tab here, we can see that P&L at expiration, as long as we stay above 35, P&L at expiration is negative 34. Now, we need to remember that, negative 34. In fact, I'm going to put it on a calculator here. Negative 34. All right. I'm going to pull that off screen for just a bit. We're going to go back to the activity tab. Let's look up CMG, because we closed I referenced that short put that we opened a couple of weeks ago and closed recently, and I want to know how much we made on it. All right, so that one was, let's see if we can find it. So this is a short put, 37.5, sold to open on 9/9. Let's open up another calculator. So we sold it to open on 9/9 for 80 cents. Okay. And then we bought it back for 40 cents, which means we made 40 cents on that one. Remember, as long as we close above, what did we call it? 35. As long as we close below 35, we will make, we'll only be short $34. But that's not taking into account the short put that we sold on 9/9 and then closed not too long ago. I don't remember the exact date, for 40 cents. So let's take negative 34 plus 40, brings us not where I thought it was going to be. Negative 34. Here, let's do it this way. 40 minus 34. That's not working either. Negative 34 plus 40 is 6. Okay, I don't know why it wasn't working the first time. Puts us $6 in the positive as long as we don't close below 35 in the November cycle, which I think is very doable, which means we took this short put spread here that was just almost a total loser, and sold a couple of puts against it, and I think we're going to be okay. All right. What else? Let's go back to the activity tab and let's pull up BABA. What did we do in BABA today? In BABA, we sold to open a short call spread. All right, so let's go over here and look at BABA. You can see we have two vertical spreads here in BABA. This is the original one. And you can see that BABA has rallied past our long call in our short call spread, which is not in the zone that we wanted to be in. So we said, okay, well, if BABA rallied, let's go put on another one a little bit higher. The cool thing about this is buying power is so low in these defined risk spreads that if one doesn't work, you can go out a little further and go out a little further and kind of stair step it up. Let's look at the analysis on this one. All right. The analysis on this one looks a lot better because now we're trading on the good side or the south side of this short call spread, for lack of better words. So what does our risk profile look like here? P&L at expiration is 112 on the positive side. And then on the negative side, P&L at expiration looks like 388. All right, so let's put both of these together and do an analysis. Wow, look at that. So we're trading right here. And where our loss would have been, let's go back to this one. This is the first one. Our loss here would have been gosh, those letters are so small. I'm getting old. 399, I believe. Yeah, 399, I believe. Once we factor in this other one, it brings it down to 287. So if we stay right where we are, at expiration we'll be down 287, whereas we would have been down 389 or whatever it was. So it's really neat to see how you can layer these on, add tranches, and really help yourself out if one of these kind of moves away from you. Even though it's defined risk, there's other things that you can do. Take the loss on it and do something else. All right. Let's go take a look at the activity tab again, and let's see what's after BABA. We have BTI, which is a buy to close, sell to open, which is a roll. So we rolled from October to November in this short strangle. And let's go look at BTI. And so it's the 50.65 that we bought to close. So the 50.65. And what did we do here? And then we have, these numbers are so small. And I thought I was looking at BTI. Let's go to, yeah, we are looking at BTI. Let's pull up the options chain here and see if it'll help us out. All right, there's a lot to unpack here on BTI. June 27th, we sold a short strangle in BTI. We collected $1.14. Let's do the math. Collected $1.14. July 10th, we rolled the puts up. The call side must have been tested. We rolled the puts up, and we collected an additional 28 cents. July 11th, we rolled the puts up again. We collected an additional 17 cents. July 21st, we rolled the puts up again. We collected an additional 17 cents. July 22nd, we roll the puts up yet again. We roll and we collect an additional 20 cents. And then on July 24th, we rolled both the put and the call. So the put was at 50, the call was at 50. We had a straddle essentially. We rolled that out to September. We kept those same strikes, kept it as a straddle. We collected an additional $1. We're at 206. We then rolled the puts up. We went inverted, collected an additional $1.73. We're at 379. Then we rolled from September to October. And it looks like we turned it into a straddle again. So we went from an inverted strangle to a straddle, which was an improvement to our position, but it cost us $3.12. So let's subtract 312. Our average trade price is 67 cents at this point. Then on August 29th, we bought the guts, the 55 put, the 55 call, had a change of heart like 20, 30 minutes later. And we sold the 50 put and the 65 call, which means we bought that straddle and then we sold the put out of the money. We sold the call out of the money. It cost us $3.90. So we're going to subtract 390. We're at 323. I hope my math works out here because if not, I screwed something up along the way. And then on today, September 25th, we rolled out the 50 put and the 65 call from October to the 50 put and the 55 call in November, and we collected an additional $1.30. And that puts us at 193. I probably screwed the math up somewhere, which makes me want to run through it again a little faster. 1.14 plus 0.28 plus 0.17 plus 0.17 plus 0.2 plus 1 plus 1.73 minus 3.12 minus 3.9 plus 1.3 brings us to 103. Somewhere along the way, I screwed up the math, but you get the idea. So every time we roll, we try to collect additional credit, except for when our position gets to the point where we have a lot of gamma risk and there's risk of the underlying, like at a straddle, like straddle's great, but are you ever going to pin it? Likely no. Very rare. So I'm okay with paying a debit to, in that situation, to buy the guts and sell the wings. Now, here's the trade-off. We collected every time we roll the puts up, roll the puts up, roll the puts up, roll the puts up, roll out to the next month, roll the puts up, roll the puts up, roll out to the next month. We're collecting credits all along the way. So it makes it easier for us to buy the guts, sell the wings, get both of those legs out of the money. And so you can see here, even though we made all those transactions, and yes, we are upside down in this position, we are only $1.03 upside down in this position from a average trade price standpoint, which means as it stands now, we're in this cycle, we're not going to hit our profit target, and we're not going to scratch. The best we could absolutely do is lose about $100 on this trade in this cycle, which means we're going to have BTI around for a little while longer. It joined us. It hopped onto the train here in what was it, June? Went through July, August, September, and we're going to roll this thing out again. And so the idea is that we continue to roll it out. We continue to collect a credit, and we get this thing above zero. Hopefully we can collect a couple of dollars the next time we roll it out. And then we'll have the opportunity to close it either for a scratch or 57 cents, which was our original profit target. All right. Well, that was a lot to unpack on that one. Let's go back to activity, which we're already there. And let's look at CNC. All right. In CNC, we roll this out from October to November. And let's load it up here and see what happens. This one's a little less complicated. We sold it on August 19th for $1.08. And our profit target was 54 cents. We didn't hit our profit target. We rolled it from September to October on August 29th, and we collected an additional 38 cents. So we'll say $1.08 plus $1.08 plus 38 cents brings us to $1.46. Wait a minute. Options chain here, I may be looking at the wrong one. Let's pull this off here and let's take a look at CNC 25, 35, 25, 35, 30, 40, 25. I was looking at the bottom one. All right, this will actually be less complicated. You have to be careful because these are two totally separate trades here. We closed our previous CNC and we made $54 in that one. But let's look at the one above. 116. Let's start over. 9/9, September 9th, we collected $1.16 and we had a profit target of 58 cents. Yep, 58 cents. All right, so here is where it gets a little wonky because CNC shows that I have, or the option chain shows that I have a negative average trade price here of $1.54. But I know that's not the case. And the options chains in Tasty do not work well. I mean, they're great when they work, but right here you can see it's not showing my current position. So let's ignore that options chain right now. And then let's go over here to CNC. We'll get it right eventually. And let's step back through it. So we have the 25, 35, 30, 40. So the 25, 35 would have been right here. We opened this position on 9/9, collecting $1.16, like we said a while ago. All right, so then we rolled it today at 2:46 p.m. for $1.20 credit from October to November. So we're at an average trade price of $2.36. So our original was $1.16 times 0.5 is 58 cents. We take 236 minus 58 cents, brings us to $1.78. And let's go see if CNC has an order in for $1.78. And sure enough, it does. That's our good till cancel limit orders. We're just waiting for CNC to come down to $1.78. Perfect. I like these real life scenarios where you can actually see where like things don't work. Kind of drives me crazy sometimes when these people that like make some beautiful videos, but like they're not realistic. All right, let's clear this back out and let's go to GDX. Today we rolled GDX from October to November. And let's load it up here and see how it looks. This is another weird one. GDX only shows that we have a short call open, so I just don't trust it because I know in GDX, if you go over here, we have a short string with a 78 call and a 64 put. We're only seeing like a 75 call here, which we had the 75 call before, but this is not accurate. That drives me crazy, but let's go back to the activity tab. We'll type in GDX here. And so we bought the 57.75 in our roll. So 57.75, we see sell to open, this is the beginning of it right here. All right, let's run through the math again. 1.39 was the original credit on September 2nd. And our target was 69 cents. So let's do this. 139 plus, how much did we collect today? $1.55 brings us to 294 as our average trade price. You can see here, this is inaccurate. It says $1.28, but it's not wrong. Guarantee you it's not $1.28, it's 294. All right, let's take 294 minus 69, puts us at $2.25. So we're wanting to check GDX and make sure we have a good till cancel order in for $2.25. And we do. We have a limit order in, $2.25, good till cancel. That's our new profit target, or it's our new option price target, not our profit target. Profit target is still 69 cents or $69 because it's a one lot. All right, let's go back to the activity tab. We'll clear out GDX here. Let's see what's next. We only have 3 more to go. JD. Let's load up JD here. Let's load up JD here in the options chain and see what's looking right. So JD, let's just match this. We have the 30 put, 46 call, 30 put, 46 call. Yep, all that looks good. So maybe we can trust these numbers. Wow, that's big. Maybe we can trust these numbers a bit. We originally collected $1.15. We have a profit target of $57 here. So why do I keep doing that? And then you know what? Let's go to the activity tab here. Just double check everything. So the 3040 or 3046. 3046, 3140, 3140, sell to open. Yeah, this all looks accurate here because we can see the original order here. We can see today's roll, and then it's saying, hey, this is the position that you have open. All right. So again, 1.15 times 0.5, 57.5 is our profit target. We are at 2.03. We'll do the math. 1.15 plus 0.88, 203 minus 57.57, which means we should have a good till cancel order in JD for $1.46. Let's go double check that. $1.46, good till cancel. Just waiting to hit our profit target. Perfect. I love it when we go back and double check all of this stuff just to make sure it all adds up. This is really... this is how you win because you know your numbers. NVO. All right, let's take a look at NVO. All right, so in NVO, it's saying that we opened it on 9/15 for $1.12. Floated up here. 9/15, sell to open, $1.21, not $1.12, pardon me. And then we rolled it today for 86 cents. I believe it's what that says. All right, so 1.12 plus 0.86 gives us 121. I'm hung up on 112. 121 plus 0.86 gives us 207, which is on the money. It's exactly what it should be. All right. So 207 is our average trade price. We open this up for 121 times 0.5, 60 cents. So let's take 207 minus 0.6. We should have a good till cancel order here for 147 on NVO. And look at there, we do $1.47. Mid price is only at $1.77. So this thing could close really just any time. We pushed it out just so that we could hit our profit target. We could have went ahead and closed it today. But I want to go ahead and push it out and squeeze out that additional 30 cents out of it. I was able to buy a little bit more time, and I want to say I widened strikes a little bit. I can't remember. This is another weird one though. Open position says we have 3 legs and we only have 2. It drives me crazy. All right, what did we do here? We bought the 50 put and we sold the 45 put, so we got an extra $5 away on the put side. And then on the call side, we bought the 65 put and sold the 75 or 70. We bought the 65 call and sold the 75 call. So look at that. Like, we were able to widen the strikes, gain an extra month, and collect an additional 86 cents. I mean, that's beautiful. That's the beauty of collecting theta, giving yourself time to be right. When you're wrong, rolling out for duration until you're right. All right, let's go back to the activity tab here. And let's look at the last one, MRK. Let's plug that in here, and then we'll plug it in over here. And this one looks pretty clean. We've only traded MRK once this year. We originally sold this short strangle for 97 cents on September 15th. So 0.97 divided by 2, we had a profit target of 48. I usually don't do this for less than $1, but we did. And then 0.97 plus 0.46 brought us up to a total credit of $1.43, which is our average trade price, minus our 50% of original max profit, our original credit. Brings us to 95 cents. So we should have a good till cancel order sitting on MRK for 95 cents. Let's go take a look. Yes, we do. Good till cancel, 95 cent debit right here. Just waiting for it to close. All right, let's go back to the activity tab. I think that was the last one. Yep, that was the last one. So some exciting stuff there today. I always enjoy 22, 21 DTE because I just absolutely love trading. I love hearing the bell go off when I have a fill, and you get to do a lot of that on 21 DTE, or in this case 22 DTE. Let's go take a look at days to expiration. We can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions here are still 22 DTE. Let's go look at those and figure out why. All right. So IREN is a vertical spread. That's a short call spread, and we're down $130 on it. We're down $1.30 on it. I just want to wait another day. I'm going to close it tomorrow, one way or another, because I don't think there's any chance. Nope, I can't roll it out. It's going to cost 94 cents to roll this thing out. Like, it'd be insane to do that, because if you take the dollar average trade price, you roll it out for 94 cents, you have 6 pennies to work with there. And that's not going to pan out for you. So we close it, we cut our ties. Chipotle, the short put spread here. We're pretty sure we're going to close this thing out. Yeah, we're definitely going to close it out for a loss here. Which one is it? The 40, where'd it go? 42 and a half, 45. Yeah, we're down $145 on it. That's okay. That is quite all right. We will close that out tomorrow as well and take a loss on it. Baidu. Let's go to the analysis tab here. we're probably going to close this one out tomorrow and make a loss, take a loss. Because if we closed it out, it would cost 23 cents, and I do not want to pay 23 cents to give us some additional duration on this one. Actually, I opened this one. It was just 9.12, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, we'll take a $265 loss on Baidu. That's okay. That's all right. We have these other winners that help us out. Let's take a look at GLD. This is an iron condor. We'll go to the analysis tab here, and we are trading between our short strikes. We are down P&L 53 cents right now. And I don't know if we can roll out for a credit. Let's see. Roll expirations, 57 days. We can get a mid price shows 8 pennies. And let's do the call spread. Roll shows 31 pennies. So we may be able to roll GLD out tomorrow for duration and just wait for this one to work out for us. Pepsi. Pepsi is down by $10. We were up by $8 a couple of days ago, I think. If we roll expirations, we can get roughly 21 cents on the put side and 19 cents on the call side. So we will probably be rolling this one out tomorrow for a small credit to extend duration. GFI. Call spread, roll expiration, debit of 12 cents. I don't think I want to do that. And Baba. This is the 29 DTE one. Which we probably, I don't know. I'm going to roll it out to another weekly cycle for 30 cents credit. Maybe. 57 days is 22 cent debit. So I don't know how I ended up on the weekly cycle on that one, but I mean, if we can get it 11.7, yeah, if we can get 2 weeks shy of the monthly for an additional 30 cents to try to be right on this one. Yeah, I mean, why not? Depends on what the width of the bid-ask spread looks like, but either way, we'll take a look at that tomorrow and make some decisions. All right, well, that's DTE. Let's go to IV rank here. Now, this is where I kind of skipped this step today, and I don't want to say I'm regretting it because nothing's happened yet, but I feel a little uneasy about it because my rule is IV rank gets below 20 and it's an undefined risk position and I close it. But I think I rolled some of those out to November today. BE is a short strangle. Let's group it here. It's not grouped for some reason. That I rolled out to November today. Yeah, we're down $711 in this position, and I rolled it out. I probably should have just, well, I mean, we were up P&Ls a day. So I probably should have just closed it. So if I stick to my mechanics, which I need to, I'll probably just close this one out tomorrow. Kind of hurts me a little bit to close out an undefined risk position. But when it's a theta play and IV rank gets below 20, there's a greater risk of IV expansion, which would really hurt us because we're always playing for IV contraction. IREN. Let's take a look at IREN. This is a vertical call spread. So I don't care about the IV rank. And HUT is another one that I rolled out, and it is below 20. Probably should have looked at that first. Probably should have looked at that one first. And total P&L is down 404 on that one. So we are up $105 today. So that's positive. But we might end up closing that one tomorrow. And then GLD is defined risk. Doesn't matter and everything else. So really I need to pay attention to BE and HUT tomorrow because we might need to close those out if we're following our mechanics. Earnings, we have Pepsi coming up on October 9th. So looking at a calendar here, that's exactly 2 weeks away. We have earnings in Pepsi. What's this trade looking like? Let's go to the analysis tab. We can see that we are trading between our short strikes, but we are down total P&L about $10. I might consider just closing this one tomorrow. We, $10 down. I'll consider it a scratch or near scratch. And it's all about capital preservation because guess what? We're down $10 today, but in 2 weeks, if we have earnings and we fall more than $5 here in Pepsi, then we're really going to start seeing some, I don't want to lose. I don't want to get down into this, what is, I can't even see what it is, like 200 and around $200. I mean, we could easily lose $200 in Pepsi in a day. Also, in a defined risk spread that is difficult to recoup those losses in. So we'll look at closing Pepsi out tomorrow probably, or in the next week. And the next one is CNC that's coming up, but we're in a pretty good place in CNC. All right. Well, nothing else to look at there. Since we're in the after hours session, it's currently 7 p.m. Central. The market is closed. As you can see, it doesn't do us any good to look at the watch lists to see what's out there. Beyond that, I'm working on some other things, some tracking in Excel that I'd ultimately like to share with you soon, but just don't have that ready yet. It was a little bit longer one this time, so thanks for bearing with me. If you made it to the end, appreciate you. Watch again tomorrow for 21 DTE. We'll make some decisions on some of these other trades. Hopefully, we'll move into Monday with no legs in the money. We don't want to see ITM. We'll start fresh. We'll recenter. We'll rebalance. We'll close out any losing undefined risk spreads or winning for that matter. We'll get rid of them if we can't roll them out. And we'll start fresh again on Monday. All right. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.